Hey everybody, recently in the whiskey world there's been a fascination with Amburana. Amburana is just a finished type of flavoring that has taken the bourbon and whiskey world by storm, and we're going to discuss whether this is something for you or not, so stay tuned. Cheers everybody, welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Booze. It is so good to be back. I had a case of bronchitis and just could not film. Seems like something's always popping up, but I apologize. But today we are back and we're going to talk about a fascination that has been going through the whiskey world for the past maybe year and a half, and that is Amburana. Now, Amburana finished whiskey is captivating due to its unique flavor profile and the story behind its production process. So if you don't know what Amburana wood is native to South America, imparts a distinct characteristic to whiskey during the aging process. But here's why it's fascinating. It gives a very distinct flavor. Amburana wood contributes a range of flavors to whiskey, including notes of cinnamon, vanilla, and spices. These flavors are often described as warm and exotic, adding complexity to the whiskey's overall taste profile. They tend to be rare and unique. Amburana wood is not commonly used for aging whiskey, making Amburana finished whiskeys a rare find. There has been a rash of whiskeys come out that are presented with this Amburana wood, but its uniqueness appeals to whiskey enthusiasts seeking new and distinctive flavor experiences. The cultural heritage behind it is the Amburana wood has a very cultural significance to South America, particularly in Brazil, where it's used in traditional Brazilian cuisine and in the production of cachaça, a popular Brazilian spirit. It's kind of like almost a cross between a rum and a vodka. It's just it's another spirit that you can find in South America. The use of Amburana wood in whiskey aging connects the drink to this rich kind of Brazilian heritage. It is deals with a lot of craftsmanship and innovation. Whiskey producers who experiment with Amburana finishing demonstrates a commitment to innovations and craftsmanship. They're willing to push the boundaries of traditional making techniques to create something truly exceptional. And so if you've tried this, you might have experienced it. The story behind Amburana finished whiskey adds to its allure as well. Each bottle carries with it a tale of the wood's journey from South America to the whiskey barrel, infusing the spirit with a sense of adventure and discovery. Now, tasting Amburana is a whole sensory experience. Tasting Amburana finished whiskey is not just about the flavor, it's also about the sensory experience it offers. The aroma of spices and wood, with the smoothness of that whiskey creating a multi-sensory journey for the drinker. So the versatility of it is that the finished whiskey is delicious on its own. Its unique flavor profile also makes it an exciting ingredient in cocktails or cooking. You can use it in cooking as well. Bartenders and mixologists appreciate its versatility and the depth it adds to their creations. And it is just a very unique and innovative style that is not often available for most whiskeys. However, like I said, it has come very popular in whiskeys lately, and there are a couple of methods that you could find this. You can find whiskey that is actually aged in an Amburana barrel. Now, Amburana barrels are extremely expensive, so it is going to increase the cost of your whiskey. However, you can also get where the whiskey is finished in the Amburana barrel. Of course, you won't find a bourbon aged in that Amburana because it would not meet the criteria. But you can find whiskeys that are finished in an Amburana after their new oak. Or what's also very popular is an addition to the whiskey bottle, such as a stave. And so here's an Oak and Eden, And it's got, I don't know if you can see it, a very nice little spiral stave in there. You can buy kind of like chips and add them to your whiskeys. I have some chips that I could add to my whiskeys to give it that added Amburana flavor. Now, is it for you or not? So Amburana tends to give a very powerful cinnamon, almost like a cinnamon toast punch. Just imagine if you take a bunch of cinnamon toast cereal and stick it in your whiskey overnight in a bottle and then strain it and drink it. You're going to get something super powerful like that. And I think it's a very delicate line for these producers on the finishing process of this Amburana, because you can definitely go a little too far. Overall on the nose, it's not super overpowering. In fact, I would tend to think that it might be a little difficult for you to see that it is much more different than other whiskeys. It does have a impartation of a heavy cinnamon and kind of a baked goods, like the cinnamon toast crunch, but not assaulting. However, on the taste, we can develop a little bit of punch to it. And this is where, is Amburana right for you or not for you? And I think that there are a couple camps out there where Amburana is either, yes, I love it, or no, I hate it. There's not much of, it's okay. But now if you're one of those that can take it or leave it, you can leave those in the comments below. But I am interested, are you an Amburana fan or not? I would have to say that overall, these are my Amburana picks that I have here. I have an Okanagan that I went to Okanagan, the distillery itself, and had this bottle made. I also have an Iron Root Apotheosis, which is, Iron Root is one of my favorite, and they aged this in this one has a stave. They finished this in an Amburana barrel. And then this is a Doc Swinson, and it is also finished in an Amburana barrel. And what I have in my glass is the Apotheosis from Iron Root. I'm going to have to be honest with you and say that I am not necessarily a fan of Amburana. I will most likely choose not to purchase or get a tasting. Somebody would have to really say, hey, this is an exceptional difference to the Amburana. Of the 3 bottles I have here, I don't like this. I don't like this. It's too much cinnamon, too much on the palate for me. I love Okanagan, and this is when I was just learning about Amburana, and I'm like, I really want to try this, and I don't really care for it. The Apotheosis, I'm not a real big fan of it. I'm a huge fan of Iron Root. It's just, it's a little too much. Too much cinnamon. Too much of that punch. To me, it's, and this is kind of a very generalization, but it's almost like you were marrying this whiskey with something like a cinnamon whiskey, Aftershock or Fireball, or something that's, you know, not that good. And you're marrying it in such a way that the whiskey is the predominant, and that spice of the cinnamon from Aftershock or you know, Cinerator or Fireball or something is just the minimal part, but it still is not to my liking. Now, if you are a Fireball fan, and I know there's lots of you out there, I myself am not. I mean, I like it for cocktails, and I used to kind of drink it as just a dessert teaser, but you might like the Amburana. Of the 3, this is the one, the Doc Swinson is the one that I can pretty much be okay with, because the finish on it is very light. It's not that strong, and so I'm not offset from it. But if you guys come to my house, you're more than welcome to try any of these. But the question is, you know, whether yay or nay, whether you like this or not, and I am not a fan. One of my great good friends that's in the whiskey world, loves it, picks up everything that's Amburana, and just is absolutely gung-ho for it. But what about you? Leave your comments below. Let us know whether you like Amburana finishes or not. We might do a video on Amurac, which has a very similar kind of feel to it. However, I tend to be able to drink that much more than the Amburana. But let us know in the comments below. Make sure you do hit that like and subscribe. It means so much to us. We're going to try to get back to 5 days a week starting very soon. Everything in my life that has been putting things on hold has been slowly kind of finished up. So I hope to be able to start working full-time on this again. And the bar is pretty much 99% back in place. And we're working on the video quality and editing. This goes out in 4K. I think the lighting is pretty close to what I need it to be. I did forget to adjust them a little bit. I needed to darken this one, and I just remembered I forgot. So this lighting might be a little off, and hopefully we got the sound all fixed. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We hope to come out with a little bit more in-depth episodes about our different tastings that we're doing, a little bit more history on some stuff. So this was a lot of research on the Amburana and working on this. So hopefully you enjoy it. Make sure you tune in for all of our videos, as I said, eventually Monday through Friday. And I do believe we're going to bring some coffee back to you guys because there's been a strong demand for coffee. So look for those on Wednesdays. All right. Hopefully you have a great week. Remember, the winter is over. The heat is coming in. So send in or list below your favorite summertime cocktails so we have something to give you on Fridays. All right. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Check out Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And remember, there is no bad whiskey. Even if you don't like Amburana, it's not a bad whiskey. It's just not your whiskey. There's no bad whiskey. There's only good whiskey and great whiskey. Cheers.